Jesus is speaking to his disciples in the Gospel of Mark and therefore to us. So let's find out where the disciples are. Okay, 7th grade, where are you? Wave at me. 7th grade. 8th grade, where are you? 8th grade. Choir, you can also wave as we get, 9th grade, where are you? 10th grade. 11th grade. 12th grade. And then choir, go ahead, wave at me, go ahead, that's all right, yeah. Super. So the deacons, wave at me. All right. So, Jesus is speaking to each of us, and he's speaking to us very personally. And he's really saying to us, there is discipleship, and this is part of how you live discipleship. And so he's talking about a lamp. And it's really the light of Christ that he wants held up for us. He wants the light of faith held up. And he's saying that that light doesn't do any good whatsoever when we put it under a bushel basket or we put it under a tub. It's meant to really be just like this candle here, shining forth, really upraised, really lit. So part of the question this morning is, when you got up this morning and you saw your parents or your grandparents or your guardians or your brothers and sisters, what did they see from you this morning? Now, I know when I got up this morning and greeted my brother and his wife, and I have a priest friend that's in town, I had to really concentrate on keeping my eyes open. That was the first one, because we've had a full week already. But the question really was I a light of Christ to them even early in the morning? Even early in the morning. So how did you do this morning with your brothers and your sisters, with your parents and grandparents and guardians? Were you a light of faith? Because part of the gospel is also talking about our responsibility of being that light of faith to those around us. That's why he's talking about the measure that is measured out. And the image of the measure, by the way, is the measure of God's love poured into this. This is the image. The measure of God's love poured like this into us. It's huge, tremendous. And he's saying, this is what we give to each other. That's the kind of love that we're supposed to have with each other. That's the kind of faith we're supposed to have with each other. And it's when we hide all of that our discipleship in reality becomes hidden. People don't know that we're disciples of Jesus Christ, that we are followers of Jesus Christ, that he's touched our life, that he's touched our life with his love. Before the Mass, and I'm going to embarrass Gabby a little bit. Gabby, are you the class president? Are you the class president too? No, okay. So I got a chance to, the class president right here. Who's the president?
Me. I'm Rebecca.
Rebecca. Hi, Rebecca. So before the Mass, we were sharing about the March for Life. And did we have more than Gabby go to the March for Life from the school, by the way? March for Life people, raise your hands for me. Amen. Wonderful, wonderful. And back there too, wonderful, wonderful. But we had 350 people from the diocese go to the March for Life. And part of what we were sharing about was what the Spirit of God did during that pilgrimage of faith. Because that's what it is in the end, a pilgrimage of faith. What God did for the young people, for the adults, for the coaches that went. There were some coaches that were super duper touched and that the love of God touched them. And that's part of what we are called to share, is that love of God that's touched us. Jesus does not want us to just sit on it. Jesus wants us to share it. We are called to be a light of faith, a light of hope to the world, and a light of his love to the world. So throughout today is the Light of Christ Day, all day. Light of Christ Day. And the question is, am I holding my candle of faith up high for my classmates to see and for my teachers to see? Teachers, where are you, by the way? Teachers. Let's have the teachers stand. Teachers stand. So let's have also the faculty and staff stand too. Faculty and staff stand. So let's start holding our candle of love. Stay standing, teachers, stay standing. Holding the candle of love to them, and let's turn to your teachers without getting out of your seats. Turn to your teachers and say to them, Jesus loves you. And I love you. Okay, teachers, you can be seated. Yeah, that's pretty good. So all throughout the day, and especially in this Eucharist, let's pray for the grace that as the measure has been measured to us, the grace of God measured to us, we may share that with each other, but with especially our teachers. And then we'll go home to share the light of Christ with our parents, our grandparents, our guardians, and yes, even our brothers and sisters. We are his disciples. He calls each of us to his special love. And as we celebrate the Sacred Heart of Jesus, it's that kind of love that we're called into his blessed heart, into his sacred heart. So let's let his love just pour over us during this Eucharist, and that we may be filled with that love, and such that we will want to share it all day together.